Welcome, everyone, Chicago fans and Mystic fans. This was a very well played and exciting game. These were two teams that match up really well, and they're pretty well even. The records aren't quite the same, but they match up really well against each other because they have bigs down in the paint and they have guards that can shoot. And um, these are the types of games that Chicago's just not pulling out. And uh, every once in a while they'll get one. But I think they just haven't figured out how to close a game out. And it's not necessarily, I mean, there's a lot of people that subscribe to the theory that you got to have a player you can go to in the stretch. That's what it was like in the Michael Jordan days. You just gave him the ball and let him do his thing. But I'm more of a believer in team. Work the ball for a good shot. Whoever has the best shot, have five really good players instead of one exceptional player. Because it's a lot harder to stop five really good players than it is one exceptional one, because you can just double team them and try and take them out of the game. So, that theory's open for discussion. And I don't know, Minnesota, I mean, they have Fee, but they also have, four of their players that can, score at any time. And then they have a bench that comes in, and any of them can, hit a game-winning shot. And having that confidence in your teammates makes a team a lot stronger. That's my view on it. But this was back and forth the whole game. And that's what makes it exciting to watch. So the thing where Washington, and this will probably change once Cardozo's back, but points in the paint, Washington outscored Chicago 46-30 points in the paint. That was a big, and then they got 20-8 fast break points. That was the two really glaring stats that if you look at them, that was the difference in the game. And, turnovers were similar, 16-13. Let's see. Yeah. Second chance points, that was the other thing, was 18-4 or 16-4. So that was pretty much the difference in the game, and the Mystics ended up pulling it out right in the last seconds, 81-79. So Washington went out to a lead in the first, 22-19. Then Chicago, let's see, what is that? 18. Now they got outscored in the second, 18-16. Then in the third, Chicago finally outscored them 19-16. And then it was even at 25 in the fourth. So both teams were fighting, one play going a different way, and this is a different outcome. So we had 4 players in double figures for Chicago, but then there was like nothing. There's a lot of zeros and twos, threes. Like Onyenwene had 2. Then you had Reese with 22. Another great game for Angel. 22 and then 15 rebounds, 4 assists. She's playing very good. Very good. And then she was 12 for 15 from the line. So she's going to the hoop, and she's getting fouled, and she's going to the line, and she's shooting a fairly decent. She shot 80% from the line. So good game for her. And then Elizabeth Williams, who's also a very good player, 20 points for her. She had 7 rebounds. She shot 52% from the floor. She was 2 for 4 from the line. So she didn't go to the foul line as much. And then you had Ariel Atkins. She had 11 points. She had 5 assists, but she had 5 turnovers. She was 5 for 6 from the line, 3 for 9 overall, and she was 0 for 4 from 3. You think about it, just hitting one of those, and Chicago wins this game. That's how close it was. Excuse me. And then Rachel Banham, who has been playing really well for them as a point guard. They were losing a lot worse. They're still not getting over the hump, but they were losing a lot worse when she was not at the point. So this is an improvement for them. I think they just need Cardoso back, and Chicago will be winning some more of these games. So 13 points for Banham. She had 4 rebounds, 3 assists, but she had 4 turnovers, which that's probably equal to the last 5 games for her. She was 3 for 6 from 3, 5 for 9 overall. Then Rebecca Allen, 0 points. Kia Nurse, 8 points. She was 2 for 3. She just didn't shoot much. She was 2 for 3 from 3 and 3 for 4 overall. And then Jefferson got in the game. That was only 4 minutes. Haley Van Lith only played 3 minutes. There's zeros there. And Maddie Westbeld had a 3-point shot. So that was it for Chicago. And then we have the Mystics. And the Mystics had 4 players in double figures, and then they had, but the other players, like Sutton had 9, Aaliyah Edwards had 8, Jade Melbourne had 7. Where you see zeros on Chicago, you have, close to double figures for some of these other players. And that's what I mean about the team, like having 5, 6, 7, 8 players that can, contribute. It's a lot harder to stop that. So you had Citron with 13. She's been playing so well. She was 2 for 4 from 3, 5 for 11 overall. Kiki Iriafen, 11 points. She had 10 rebounds, so she got a double-double. 2 assists. But she was 3 for 11 from the floor. When you consider most of her shots are under the basket, she's got to do better than that. But then again, she's up against Reese and Williams, who are going to make that difficult for her. Shakira Austin, another good game, 15 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. She shot 45%, so she was a little better than Iriafen under the hoop there. But then she was 5 for 13 from the free throw. She's got to work on her free throw shooting. 38% from the free throw line. That's bad. And then Brittany Sykes, 11 points, which, she was one of the leading scorers in the league at the beginning. And then she got hurt, and she just hasn't been the same. And she looks fine, but she's just not producing as much. And, maybe it's her other teammates are picking stuff up so she doesn't need to. But she's not looking to shoot. Although she did take 12 shots in this game. Like the last couple of games, she hasn't been shooting that much. So this time she did, and she was okay, 41%. It's not terrible, but it's not fantastic either. So then, like I said, Shug Sutton had 9. Aaliyah Edwards had 8. She was 4 for 7, so she's like almost 60%. And then Jade Melbourne, Emily Inkster got 4 minutes in the game. Stephanie Dolson, she took some shots under the hoop. She got it, instead of having her out at the 3-point line like she usually is, they put her, because she's 6'5", and she's a big body, get her down under there and rough it out. She usually doesn't do that, but that's where I would put her if I was coaching. Which she was more this game, so she had 5 points. And then Lucy Olsen had 2. She only played 5 minutes. She's been playing much better as the season's been going on. So that was pretty much it. The Sky are close. They're close. They just got to improve on a few things, and it'll definitely help when Cardoso's back. I'm not exactly sure when that happens. I'll have to look that up. And the Mystics, I like both these teams, so it's, I have a hard time rooting for one over the other. I actually am rooting for both of them. So Chicago's now 5 and 13, and Washington is 9 and 10. Okay, we'll see you next time.